Yesterday, New Zealand recorded their 33rd win out of 34 races with an impressive performance against Tom Blackall's USA. That's the boat dubbed Revolution 1 because of unique underwater configuration. From this clear picture we shot yesterday, you can see how USA has two long foils at each end of the hull. Instead of a keel, it has a huge torpedo of lead for ballast suspended on a small foil girder. Strange or not, it seems to work, and the New Zealanders were facing a real test at the start of yesterday's race. 5 seconds now. 3, the gun any moment. New Zealand well placed. There's the gun, and New Zealand in the windward position. USA down to leeward at the stage, but they don't look like they can get in a position to be able to lee bow the New Zealanders at the stage, Bruce.
No, I don't think they can. New Zealand is up to windward and slightly ahead of him, and I think they do have the controlling position, and they've got him tucked away where it's going to be quite difficult for him to get out unless he can ease up into a lee bow.
So coming up now to complete leg number 3. This is the second beat to windward. A fascinating duel here. It seems going outside the ley line. New Zealand has allowed USA to get back at them, Bruce Farr.
They certainly have. I don't think New Zealand has actually sailed a particularly good leg here. They've been heeling a lot coming in on this E-sheet sailing, and I think USA has a little advantage when they take New Zealand past the ley line and sail these sheets. But New Zealand is just going around now. They still look like they've got about 3 boat lengths, so they probably haven't lost much from the bottom mark, but I think they could have sailed the boat better, particularly coming into the mark here.
So that was a very interesting tactic there with the New Zealanders. There's a slow spinnaker hoist too from both of them. New Zealanders holding back, perhaps waiting for the Americans to put their spinnaker up, and then the New Zealanders would luff up. Is that what it looks like, Bruce?
Yes, they also look like they're both quite tight across this leg, and it may be that it's almost too tight to carry a spinnaker. But at this stage, Tom Blackall is easing out to windward of them, and looks like he's got a little better boat speed as well. So I think we're going to see some sort of a spinnaker pop up pretty soon.
Here goes Blackall easing put out his spinnaker now. So New Zealand goes up and responds immediately.
Yeah, I think the tactics there were that New Zealand was trying to hold out to stay on the right-hand side of Blackall and keep clean air, and they just waited until he set a spinnaker before they did.
Coming up now to complete leg 6. This is the 3rd beat to windward. And New Zealand has opened out on this leg. The breeze around 23, 24 knots. Well, it seems that Tom Blackall got himself into some difficulties around halfway up the leg, Bruce.
Looks like he did. He had a headsail up on his foredeck, apparently, according to the chase boat, and when he did finally tack, he did do a headsail change, so he must have been overpowered in the early part of the leg. In doing that, he also put himself outside the ley line. Our guys look like they've called the ley line perfectly, so Blackall has sailed a little bit further distance and ended up a little bit behind.
Remember, they were 14 seconds astern at the bottom mark. That's the way it was for the 3 previous marks. Now Chris Dixon bears away as they're going directly downhill now with the wind directly behind them. It's a good fresh breeze out here on Gauge roads at 23, 24 knots. That's a splendid set, Bruce.
It certainly is. That looks like it might be in the order of 40 seconds to a minute, Peter. That's great.
50 metres to sail at the stage, and there Earl Williams right out on the top sides, Jeremy Scantlebury, Ed Danby, all crouched. The huge frame of Brian Phillimore, one of the grinders, dwarfs the others. You can pick him out easily. And then right back in the afterguard, Chris Dixon on the helm, Brad Butterworth, and Mike Quilter right after is the navigator. So New Zealand coming up and set to take the gun with USA 120 metres back as they're coming up to the line now. New Zealand has crossed the line. They have gone through, and New Zealand now has recorded their 24th successive win. An absolutely outstanding performance by the New Zealanders. So that means then that they go to 198 points out of a maximum of 199.